Hey folks, how you doing? Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Glad to be with you here at bangthebook.com. It's going to be a great football season that lies ahead. Follow along on Twitter at bangthebook. And don't forget to listen to the Bang the Book Sports Betting Podcast at bangthebook.com. Let's focus on win totals for the AFC as we're getting ready for the start of another NFL season. And it all begins in the AFC East with the New England Patriots. Bottom line is they're 5-2 to win the Super Bowl, and that's got inflated numbers over to the NFC where the Packers, the Cowboys, and Seattle are all 10-1. People are talking about the Patriots, maybe an unbeaten season. That might be a little bit off the mark, but New England wins the Super Bowl, and they win the offseason. They get a great upgraded quarterback with Stephen Gilmore. They also get a running back from Buffalo, Mike Gillislee, and Brady is Brady, and now he's got Brandon Cooks to stretch the field. The Patriots are going to be awfully salty. 12.5 over minus $1.15 season win total for the Pats. Now the rest of the division, Buffalo, Miami, and the Jets. You got the Tannehill injury that Miami's dealing with Cutler. Their season win totals at 7. The Jets are horrific, 4.5 under $1.90. They are the worst team in the NFL. Buffalo's actually intriguing. I thought this was the softest number from a win total perspective. 6.5. The Bills got better on defense. They get Shaq Lawson, who missed most of last season. Reggie Ragland could play, missed all of last season. And then they get an upgraded quarterback with a first-round draft pick. But the bottom line is this is a team that still runs the football, and they get a late addition to Anquan Bolden, and Sammy Watkins is in a contract year. I think the Bills go over the 6.5 win total. Plus, you're dealing with a weakened Dolphins team and the Jets, who are awful. In the AFC North, Pittsburgh is 10.5 over $1.40, but you literally roll the dice with Roethlisberger, who seems to get hurt a lot more. But you talk about weapons up and down the lineup with Bell and, of course, Antonio Brown. Pittsburgh should be very tough. The rest of the division's interesting to me. With Baltimore 8.5 under $1.35, the Flacco injury is a concern. Cleveland, I think, will be better at 4.5 over $1.40. But the team, I think, even at a ridiculous price of 60-1 to win the Super Bowl, I could see Cincinnati having a bounce back year. The bottom line is this team, some bad actors off the field, but there's still a lot of talent there. And the Joe Mixon could be a big weapon for them in the running game if Dalton can stay healthy. I think Cincinnati could come back to what they were 2 years ago. They were 6-9-1 last year. Over 8.5 at a plus price, $1.15. I would take that. I think Cincinnati has a decent season. In the AFC South, very confounding division to figure out. Tennessee 8.5 over 55. It's all about Mariota's development. Indianapolis, can Luck stay healthy? 8.5 under $1.50. They could bounce back. The Jags are interesting. I could see Jacksonville actually going over 6.5 wins. Doug Marrone at the helm. They've got the stud running backs, and I think he wants to run the football, run and stop the run. It's an old school philosophy, but it would protect Bortles if they did that. And then Houston 8.5. is the win total. What happens at the quarterback position here for Houston? I think at some point Deshaun Watson gets out there, and Houston could be an interesting team. Then we take it to the AFC West. Oakland 9.5 over $1.15. I could be in the minority, but I think Oakland regresses this year a little bit. Certainly Marshawn Lynch helps the running game a little bit. But you think back to last year, it was a perfect storm. They went for 2 in the opening week against New Orleans, and then they were the cardiac kids. Now they're dealing with the weight of expectations. And I think the division's improved to the degree I could see Oakland struggling a little bit this year. People pegging them for the Super Bowl. I think that is way an overreaction. I would lean under. Oakland 9.5 wins. Kansas City 9 over 20. I think the structure's still there. Andy Reid, it's a well-coached football team. But is Alex Smith looking over his shoulder to the quarterback Mahomes? 9 over 20 is the number there. Don't forget Arrowhead is one of the biggest home field advantages in the NFL. Then you look at Denver, 8 under a quarter. I think this is certainly a transition year for the Broncos. I think the jury's very much out on what they're going to do. And I know there's a lot of buzz about the Chargers, specifically here in Las Vegas. 7.5 over $1.40. Playing in a bandbox this year. Phillip Rivers has to stay healthy, but I know there's a lot of buzz about the Los Angeles Chargers, and we all have to get used to saying that. They'll talk about that on the Bang the Book Sports Betting Podcast. Follow along on Twitter at Bang the Book. A look at the AFC season win totals in Las Vegas. Glad to be with you here at bangthebook.com. I'm Brian Blessing.